Hello. It's the 28th of June. And it must be 9 o'clock. That din you hear in the background, if you can hear it, that's the generator pumping water to spray water. Ginormous maize field, which is just incredible the way it's growing. I'm walking past it now and it's just obliterating all the view. It's gone so high. The stalks in the middle now are, I'd say, 2 or 3 feet over my head. Amazing. You could get so much stuff out of the soil. It's amazing, they grow so quick. Anyway, today is Sunday, 9 o'clock. We had a busy lunchtime. I'm out with Tuco. Flo's gone to deliver the last of her sculptures to Labrian for her exhibition, which is starting next Saturday. Little Bob is at home on the chair. And I have been just kind of hanging around the house. It's been a strange, long day, really. I mean, we had a table arrived at 5 to 2. 4 adults and 2 kids. And I didn't mind. I think I was kind of happy. I was playing my XCOM in the background, and then we had to serve this table. And where's my dog gone? Tuco, Ali. Beautiful clouds coming up over the hills in Lurvox. So anyway, we didn't finish till about 3:30. And then we came home, and it's a very warm day, and I've just this feeling of, I went to bed for an hour or two. Flo fell asleep on the sofa, but it's been one of those days that you feel like you've been moping around for hours. And also there's a sense of kind of looking after this little Bob. Otherwise, I don't know how I feel in general. I had something to say about how I felt about 2 seconds before I turned this device on. But as soon as that red light came on, it's like the means of translating the feeling into words has left me. I guess there's a certain... It's Flo's birthday, by the way, Tuesday, if that's necessary to say. She'll be 50 on Tuesday, the 30th of June. It means my brother will be 51, I guess. And I don't think I ever really got over that conversation we had a few weeks ago when she kind of said more or less that she wouldn't want to be retire with me. She wouldn't want to retire with someone like me because of the way the lockdown had gone. And not that the lockdown had gone badly or anything, but allez, Tuco. I've probably gone through all this before. Just our routines are so different, blah blah blah, I just found that difficult. It kind of felt like feels like a slap in the face, and it's someone you think is going to be loyal. I'm not putting this correctly, but it's something. Yeah, I don't know how to put it directly. That's what Jonathan Pye was talking about. When you watch certain movies or a certain song and somebody else puts something that's in your mind into words, and you think that's the way I feel, it's what's there, but I haven't been able to there's so many things I haven't been able to put into words. Then lately she started talking about the effect my drinking had on her parents when they realized for the first time in Narbonne 11 years ago. And I had already been thinking about just my patheticness. And so I hope there's some bounce back to this, because I'm tending to agree with what's said and what I say about myself. Like this idea, even yesterday or the day before, I'm going to write a script. I'm going to do something about people with class and culture meeting people who don't have class and culture. We're going to discuss things around a table. And then I thought, I don't know what any of these people would say to each other. I mean, I could guess, but I'm not sure I have what it takes to write even that. I guess it's good to aim high, you know, and I do have some stuff that I wrote about myself and that I think, and that there's plenty of things that would serve as monologues, that's for sure. Plenty. I got plenty of monologues. My God, I got like weeks of voice recordings to act as monologues. There's no problem there. But it's just, I'm not sure I have the confidence, and I think maybe I way overestimated myself all these years, and continually do. I may have a kind of a decent amount of depth when it comes to talking about myself, I guess, but that's about it. So lately, and it's probably been quite a while, there's a certain depression, I suppose, and one of the worst things is looking to the future and seeing, well, coming to terms with stuff, but perhaps seeing the disappointment maybe for other people. I mean, hopefully not, but it is possible that things might not work out for others sometimes. And me, when I think of the future, it is kind of shrouded in a certain anxious mist. I think I'm gonna have a pee. Let me just put this away here. Anxious mist. Of course, these talks are really important to me, and that's why of all the things I try and do and make it a routine, you know, like, oh, I'm going to find something that's I'll enjoy doing, and it never happens. I do 3 videos on one thing and I'm convinced I'm going to do videos on this every week, and then I stop after the 4th. But doing these vlogs, I think, is definitely a big part of me. It's very, very effortless, and I'm pretty sure the talking like this is not going to stop into such a device as this. Allez, Tuco. when I say think of the future and it's kind of shrouded in an anxious mist, it's because all Flo wants to do, it would seem, is get away from the Connemara and get away from me. And the other day, even she says, I don't know why you'd even want to stay here. Maybe you should go back to London or England or Ireland, as if that was that simple for me to do. As I get older, I feel more disabled almost in certain areas. So I don't see, I have no plan. I guess if everything went and the Connemara was sold, there is still an idea in my mind to go to a drama school or something for 2 years. Even if there's no prospect of any success in it, it would at least be something to do. And strangely, as I get older, I don't regret spending time studying drama. It kind of opened my faculty, and it kind of increased my faculty in later life toward enjoyment of movies and things in a different way. So I could always consider doing something like that. You know, take the money and, hey, I'm going to go and see if I can organise a 2-year stay in London or Dublin or something, and just throw caution to the wind and do something like that. Even that kind of seeming unlikely right now anyway, but of course everything is going to be every thought and every projection to the future will be coloured by the mood I'm in at this exact moment. I do remember when I was drinking just how positive a person could feel about the future. My God, when I was drunk, anything was possible. Anything was possible. These walks and talks are really the proper medicine for me. I'm looking at the wheat in front of me, just passed by the pylon as we come out of the river, which has got lavender field around it now. And I'm looking at this beautiful wheat field, which is still very green, with the stalks swaying in the wind, in the breeze. The sun's gone down, the sky is kind of pinkish. And there's a large water machine, I don't know what you call them, spraying water into the maize field. Flo, I said that already, didn't I? She's gone off to do her thing. Kind of hope with these kind of feelings, and trying to be very honest with myself, that there will be a bounce back. I know I can always count on a day coming when I'm going to be listening to some music. I just wish it was new music, but I'm sure that will happen as well, when I'm going to be walking along and have a tremendously strong feeling listening to that music, where I count myself very lucky. But at the moment is like I feel an overestimation of what I'm actually capable of, and yet I suppose the annoying thing is that there is also, I glimpse things I've written every now and again, and I have ideas every now and again, and I just have the belief that there's potential there. I've always felt there's some kind of potential, but like Flo, I think very wisely, said, I need other people around me. Like what they call brainstorming, a group of other people involved in the same area, and that we bounce off each other. You know, if I was back in the old days and me and Mark Fitzgerald and Michael Moylan all got together and we had to come up with a science fiction little short piece, 10-15 minutes, and let's say it was now and we were going to use cameras, we'd all get together and we'd produce something great. But each on his own probably not going to produce something so great, you know. I felt I've always needed, actually I haven't felt it, it's kind of come to light recently, and especially what Flo's just said, and I have thought about it every now and again, but I've missed being a part of a team somewhere along the way. And coming to France is kind of getting into this particular lifestyle of being a person who owns a creperie in a small village, a person who doesn't speak French fluently, who doesn't drink anymore and so doesn't socialize. It's a kind of cul-de-sac. But like I said in one or two of these walks before, you can never count out what could happen in the future. I always say, if I go back to myself in the video shop and then I fast forward, someone shows me myself here and now in 2020 walking Tuco in the middle of the countryside here, I couldn't really imagine the changes that happened. I want to hang on to that for the future. Yeah. So I'm going back home. By the way, I got to the end of Red Dead Redemption. I finished the whole thing. Got back to the top, killed Mika, ended up with lots of money, and I kind of stopped there. But if whenever I want, I can go back and play as John Marston with the whole world open to me. That's what I wanted to do. I also, as quickly as I started, I just stopped in Transport Fever. I'm sure I'll go back to it at some point. Only time will tell if it really will be a kind of substitute for SimCity. I'm not as hopeful now as I was back in March. Because I haven't played it in about a month and I don't miss it, to be honest. You can hear the sounds of the night. Or that's maybe more the sounds of the day. That's a seagull. It's so warm now. It's way over 30. Not at the moment. It's lovely at the moment. It's fresh. But during the day, 30 degrees. When I was busy in the Connemara, I was quite happy. When I get home, not so much. Flo said to me yesterday, because I said, what do you hope to happen with the exhibition? And I thought she might say, well, I might meet some more people, make some contacts, and it would be nice to have my stuff to be seen by other people. But she said, I hope something magical happens. And it reminded me of the way I felt maybe in the past. If I sent something off to a publisher or something, not that I did that very often, but nothing magical ever happened. And then she said I should, because again I made the mistake perhaps of saying I had an idea about filming something with cats, but she said, good, I want you to do stuff, because maybe you can do some magic, get something to happen to change our lives, kind of, you know. One part of me wants to believe that it's possible, and the other thinks it might be a little sad to be clutching at straws, kind of, at this point. An exhibition in Labrian. Of all the towns in this whole region, Labrian is probably the worst. It's really just... I wouldn't call it a town even. Anyway, I wouldn't call it a village, I mean, let alone a town. How long have I been recording? 20 minutes? I'll keep going for a bit, kind of in the humour. 28th of June. No point in saying that 20 minutes into a recording, is there? You'll never find it if you were looking for it. You've got to give the date first thing. So that noise growing is the generator that the guy has in the field here to pump the water into this ginormous maize crop. There was a young guy here drove up in a big white kind of Mitsubishi truck, but he's gone off now. Don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't make eye contact with me or say hello or anything. Who cares? It is a beautiful, beautiful evening. It's nice to see Tuco running around here. He looks happy. I have to say, Tuco looks kind of miserable in the house sometimes. And I often think, because he kind of lies around and sleeps most of the time, because what the fuck else is there to do, you know? Flo goes for a lovely walk in the morning, and then we go to work at 11, and he sleeps till we come back at 2:30. And then we're with him for the afternoon, but it's too hot to do anything, so he mainly sleeps. And then we go to work at 7 till maybe 10. What does Tuco do? He sleeps again. And then we come home at 10, half 10. And after about an hour, what do? We put him to bed, so he sleeps again. So I start to think, my God, what's this dog's life like? I mean, we try and do the best. And when he's out like this, he's like me, he seems happy. But sometimes I just see the way he stands and stares out the window, and you just think, I mean the window of the door, and you just think, poor guy, is he... What goes on in the mind of a dog? We have the other dog here, the poor German Shepherd Rita, and she's kind of locked in a cage sometimes, every hour of the fucking day. And you wonder what goes through her mind. A dog with all that energy been locked in a tiny space. I'd lose my mind if they ever brought me to a chicken farm or any kind of a place where you get to see what happens to the animals. I get depressed thinking that animals are depressed themselves. I don't know what I think about the way some animals are treated. The eggs that we were using the last few days, you break them and the yellow always just runs all over the place like fucking water. Because they're crap eggs. Fucking really crap. And you just think, what kind of chickens and what kind of surroundings were the chickens in when they laid those fucking eggs? Life's rough times. I sometimes have this fantasy some guy coming up behind me and saying, well, coming up beside me and saying, if you want, I can finish your journey right here, right now. I've got this gun, it shoots a hell of a big bullet, and I can put it to the back of your head and pull the trigger, and you will not, my friend, you will not know what happened to you. There are times when I think of that scenario, and I wonder, would I say yes, or would I say no? Is it really just a crap thought, and if anything, actual reality like that happened, I would most definitely say no, I want to go on living. But thanks for scaring the shit out of me, because that's what I needed. Perhaps that's the way it would be. Or would I? Is there any chance that I'd actually say, hang on a minute, let me think about it. You're showing me the door here, and you're giving me an absolutely painless way out here. It's just like, a bullet to the back of the head. There's going to be no sensations of it at all, you'd be guaranteed. Just no. The last thing you may remember hearing is a bang and a flash. Maybe that would be it. And then you'd be gone forever. Gone forever. It's a strange thing, not something you could say that I could say to an earlier version of me. That you may get to a point, and it's not through fear or through bad circumstances, or it's something else that comes along that you could never really have planned on. It's a certain feeling of hopelessness, and a certain sense that I cannot see any place for me in the future. You know? I don't think that's Flo, is it? I see a car coming in. Wait, Tuco. Yeah, so you think... I could just stop now. What would I be missing? Ali! I guess therein is the rise of the rub. Who knows? It could get tremendously better. Could also get tremendously worse. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking from you. Allez, Tuco, let's cross before this car comes. Allez. Give me the strength to do every day what I have to do. Yesterday's gone, sweet Jesus. And tomorrow, well, it might never be mine. Okay. Kind of gloomy, I guess. It's kind of a gloomy audio. And on this Sunday, beautiful, beautiful day, maybe I can I walk in the field a little bit? Tuco, what do you think? Do you want to walk in the field? Have you had enough? Had enough? I understand. Tuco doesn't want to walk with me anymore. Let's go. Let's go back and see Bob. Maybe I can go walking on my own after Flo comes back. With the torch in the dark. These walks are becoming crucial, I think. Adios for now.